Hello friends, so today in this video we're going to discuss the first three problems from the latest bi-weekly contest 53 from LeetCode. I've actually solved the first three problems in the contest itself, but the third problem or the fourth problem I actually managed to solve it, but the time goes out, that's why I haven't solved it. But yeah, I will also post the video for that also. But in this video we're going to discuss the first three problems. So the first problem is substring of size 3 with distinct characters. It actually states that you are given a string s and you have to just tell how many different strings, okay, are there in this s string, such that the string is of length 3 and all the three characters in that string are different. Okay, so you just have to check every consecutive characters of size 3 such that they are different. If they are, then just increment the count and they are good substrings, and then you just have to output how many total good substrings are there. So the code is just simple, just iterate over the whole string. The size can be also equal to 1 or 2. So in that, because you have to always find out a string of length 2 or more. So if it is of length less than 3, then the answer is 0 because there is no string which exists. Else, for all the strings of length 3, you just check that whether all the three characters are different. So the first character is different from second character, the first character is different from the third character, the second and the third are also different. It means that all the characters are different. If they are, then increment the total and just output a total. Okay, so it's a very simple problem. You can look at the code here also. The second problem is you have to minimize the maximum pair of sum in the array. So you can also understand the observation of this problem from the examples which is given to you. So the problem is just saying that a pair sum AB is equal to A plus B. So if you just form a pair, the pair sum is the sum of both of the numbers. So the maximum pair sum is the maximum pair which you'll take. So you are given an array of even size so that you can divide it out. Now you have to pair all of these numbers into groups such that you have to pair them. So you have to always pair two numbers such that they are n pairs. Okay, n by 2 pairs which will form. So if the length of this is n, then n by 2 pairs will form because you will pair every number with any number. And you have to maximize the pair sum. The maximum pair sum is minimized. So the pair sum which you will find out by pairing two elements is the pair sum. Then the maximum pair sum is minimized. So you have to pair such that they will get the minimum maximum pair sum. So how you can optimally pair them. So as you can simply see in this problem is, if you pair as you can see, if you pair the first and the last element, they will form obviously the max. So if you take two elements, if you sort out the whole array, I'll just draw it out. If you just sort the whole array out, okay, if you take the maximum two elements, then obviously they will get the maximum pair sum, but you have to minimize them. So you will pair the maximum element with the minimum element possible, because that will give you the minimum. Okay, the pair sum will be as minimum as possible because you want to minimize the pair sum. If you sort the whole array out and if you pair the maximum two elements, then obviously that will give you the maximum pair sum, but you have to minimize it. So you will pair the maximum element with the smallest element, then you will match the second maximum with the second smallest. I hope you get the point. So the simple answer for this problem is you can sort the whole array out. Okay, and you can also see that example from the observation from the examples only. You can just sort the whole elements out, and then what you can do here is you have to find out the maximum pair sum. So what you will do, the pair sums can be pair the first element and the last element, the second element and the second last element, and so on. So the pair sum will be the sum of those elements, and because the pair will be n by 2, because if the length is n by 2 elements are there, so you iterate over all the pair sums and you find out the maximum pair sum, and that's that. Okay, so that's the problem for the second problem. The third problem is just implementation problem. You just have to understand the implementation. It actually states that you are given a square grid of m cross n, and now what you actually have to do here is you have to form rhombuses in this. Rhombus is just like a square rotated 45 degree. Okay, so rhombuses of side lengths are same, but they are like squares rotated 45 degree. Now you have to find out among all the rhombuses which you can form in this grid. Okay, so every position has some number. If you form like a rhombus like this, any rhombus which you can fit in this grid, okay, if you can fit any rhombus in this, now what you can think over this is, if this rhombus is fitted, the total sum for this rhombus is the values at these points. Okay, so if you form a rhombus like this, the total value will be this and so on, all the positions at which these edges crosses out. Now you have to find out, the main problem is return the biggest three distant rhombuses sum. You have to find out all the rhombus sum and find out the distant. So they should be different rhombus sum in decreasing order. Okay, and if the total number of distant rhombus sums are less than equal to 3, then you just return out all of them. So you can understand more with the example. As you can see in this, the rhombus sums, all the three possible rhombus sums are same. Okay, and also as you can see, a single dot is also a rhombus. So as you can see in this last example, there are three rhombuses of size, like you can assume that the length, side length is 0 or like 1. So in that case, the rhombus are 3 which are same, like the total is equal to 7 only. So the distant are only 1. Okay, in this the distant are 3 distants. So you can find out all the distant rhombus sums, and among all the distant rhombus sums, if the distant rhombus sums are less than equal to 3, then just print them out. Else if they're greater than equal to 3, print the greatest 3. And also what I actually like got wrong is they have to be ordered in a descending order. You have to also see that. Now the main, like you can solve this problem in lot of manner. Okay, so I just thought that, okay, if this is a rhombus, okay, this is a center. For every rhombus, as you can see, there is a center. Okay, and then there are like sides like this, which is like a diagonal. If you just know how to iterate over diagonals, then you can easily do that. So there, for every rhombus, okay, so I can draw it out with a more clarification. What you can do here is, let's say that you just iterate over every ij. Okay, starting from every ij like this, find out all the rhombus size. So iterate over all the possible rhombus size. The rhombus size can be of length 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. One length means that as you can see, this, if assuming this to be the center, okay, then a rhombus side can be, as you can see, if this is a rhombus, this length is equal to 1. I'm assuming this as a 1 length. As you can see, the length is 1. Okay, then if you take this as a Lombard length, then this can be size 2. Like as you can see, if assuming this 200 to be the center, then this rhombus can also be a present. But this is not having the maximum size, that's why not in the answer. But even though its length is larger, but 200 is not in there because this rhombus is not taking counter of 200. So total length is smaller, that's why it's not in the answer. But as you can see, this rhombus is also possible, start like this shape. So what you can think here is, for every ij, assuming to the center of the rhombus, you can find out the 4 coordinates, which is like the edges. Okay, this and this. Okay, how you can find out the length? So you can iterate over all possible lengths. The first possible length can be 1, 2, 3. So rhombus of size 1 can be like this. Rhombus of size 2 can be like this. Oh, okay, then 3 can be like this. Now as you can see, for 3, all the corners for that 3 length rhombus is outer bound. It means that if it is outer bound, all the other rhombus will be also outer bound, because larger length of that we can break out at that point. I hope you get the point. So that can be a breaking point. Else all the small rhombus you will check. Okay, so what you will do, you will find out first all the 4 like corners for that rhombus. Okay, so you can easily find out if this is the I comma j, then this is like I minus, if the length is 2, so I minus 2 j, then this is like I j minus 2, then this is I plus 1 I plus 2 j, and this is, as you can see, I j plus 2. So you can find out all the 4 coordinates. If all the 4 coordinates are inbound of this matrix, if all the 4 coordinates are inbound of the matrix, then iterate from this in like this manner, and then find out all the 4, like then find out all the possible length of that rhombus, and just iterate it for all the possible rhombuses what you can build. It's just an implementation brute force way, but you just have to understand the implementation. I can show you the code part, though it's like big, but I'll tell you how it's not too difficult. So it's like a check function to just understand whether the particular like coordinate is inbound of that particular matrix or not. So find out the length, the coordinates I comma j. Okay, so n comma m, find out. And because we have to find out distant total sums, so I will push every sum possible into a set, so that it can be easy to solve them out in the answer, the later step. Then because every possible rhombus of size 0, which means every possible point can also be an answer, so push all the possible numbers in the grid in the set, because that can also be an answer. So that is finished. Then iterate over every possible length from 1 till 50. 50 means that because more than 50 cannot be there, because the length of this is 100. So if either the center is at 50, 50, the maximum length is 50 only. So more than 50 length cannot be possible. Then for every possible length, iterate over the whole like rhombus. okay, starting from 0 comma 0, like overhaul the matrix. Okay, then find out all the four corners for that particular rhombus, because this is the length, this is the center. So find out, which I have told you, all the possible ABCD, like all the corners. So this is I minus L, this is the length L, so I minus L plus I minus L and J, so I, J minus L, then I plus L, J. So these are actually for every possible center. If this is I comma J, okay, if you see that this is the I comma J in the whole matrix which is given to you, then what are these coordinates of these corners? Okay, so then you can find out these coordinates. If this is L, you can easily find out this. If you find out this point, now what you'll do, you will check that whether all of these coordinates are inbound. If all of them go out of bound, you just iterate, like you just come out of this for loop, because now if every possible coordinate is out of bound, then obviously if you go further, there's no matter. So you just go out of bound of this for loop, this whole for loop. So what you'll do, I'll just write a go to condition, because go to if you just break out, then you have to do a lot of flags and all to come out of this for loop, or if you return out, then the program will terminate. So go to is used to come out of this from this part. You can just directly come from this to this part. Okay, if you hit a condition in which all the four coordinates are out of bound, everything check function is returning out false, then the answer is just come out of this for loop. You don't have to check anymore. Else what you'll do, if everything is inbound, if every possible coordinate or corner is inbound, then what you'll do, you will find out the sum for that possible rhombus. Okay, how you'll find out the sum? You will first add all these corners. So I've added a total variable which will add all the corners. As you can see, the same corners, like dimensions are there, or actually coordinates are there. And then you'll add, what you'll add these values at the edges. Okay, what are the numbers at these points? Now you have to first, for these you have to do the observation. As you can see in this, if for a larger rhombus, you can see that if the length is, I have taken is 1 2 3, so as you can see the length is equal to 3, 1 2 3. So if the length is 3, how many elements I have to iterate over here? I have taken this and this element, obviously, because I have taken and I have added that elements, the corners already. Okay, so I don't have to double count the corners. I have to only count the blocks which are not in the corners. So there are two blocks. So there are two blocks. If the length is equal to 3, if L is equal to 3, then there are two blocks you have to count. Okay, so what you can easily think over this is, so if I take this as the starting point, this coordinate, as you can see, this is, if this is I comma J, this is I J minus L, the length. Okay, so this is I J minus L, and this coordinate. So as you can see, if you go in this direction, what you can see, the I is decreasing and J is increasing. Decreasing means, as you can see, if this is like 5, then this is 4, 3, 2, 1. If you just number down the coordinates, and this is like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you number down the coordinates in this manner, then if you go from this to this direction, as you can see, at each step, the I is decreasing and J is increasing. And if you go down this step, like in this manner of this diagonal, as you can see, the I is increasing and J is also increasing. So what you can do here is, starting from this coordinate, what you can do, you can do a for loop. Okay, you can do 4 for loops. Okay, for the first for loop is starting from 1, because there is like how many total blocks you have to count, L minus 1. Okay, all L minus 1 blocks have to count. What we'll do, starting coordinate is I J minus L, which I have told you. We have to, in the first chance, I will minus k from that and plus k, and plus k plus k. So as you can see, the first case can be like in this manner, the I coordinate is decreasing, J is increasing, and in this I is increasing, J is increasing. So I have taken both of them. I is decreasing, J is increasing, I is increasing, J is increasing. And for this case, I can start from this coordinate, which is I J plus 1, J plus L, and I go in this manner. If I go in this and this manner, as you can see, J is decreasing and I is decreasing, J is decreasing and I is increasing. So I can just write down all the 4 for loops. Okay, so they are very simple, and then we just find out a total sum. When you find out total sum, because you have added the 4 corners and the values in between, now we have got the total sum. So you will add the total sum and will push back into the set, so that it will only consist of distinct numbers. Now when you come out of this for loop, now you have a set of answers, set in which all the possible sums are there. So you will push all the numbers or values in the set into a vector, which is answer. Now what you can easily see here is the set numbers are sorted already from smallest to greatest. Okay, so what I actually did wrong was I told that, okay, if the set length is less than equal to 3, if it is less than equal to 3, we just print out all the whole set, because as you can see, if the number only consisting in the set is 7, then you just print out 7, you don't have to do anything. If it is greater than 3, then you have to print out the maximum 3 elements. I hope you get the point. So I just return out them, but because the main problem is I have to print them into decreasing order and the set is in increasing order, so that's why I got a wrong answer. So if the set is less than equal to 3, just reverse out the answer and then just print out. Else, if the length of the set consisting of distinct element is greater than equal to 3, we will make another vector of the maximum 3 elements. Because the set has all the numbers sorted in increasing order, print out the last 3 elements, pop out the last 3 elements from the like answer vector and just print out. Hold on. I hope you understand the logic and the code part. You can like pause out the video at this point and you can understand the code part if you still have any doubts. Okay, I'll see you in the next one. Till then, keep coding and bye.